outside, so come on, let's ride to the builder's yard around the corner. The gang's all here, and it's time for us to do what we wanna. There's a house with a roof.
I'm so confused right now. What is
What
this?
is that, Arden?
Roland, what are you listening to?
I think it's Bob the Builder music.
It sure is.
Okay.
One of my favorite songs, Man Bun Number 5, with Bob the Builder. So, Roland, you remember when you were a kid?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did. I liked it a lot.
Any comments about it, or?
Well, it's funny. Every time I hear Bob the Builder now, I always think of one of my old bosses. He used to call me, where do you Bob the Builder? Because I would try to rearrange all the stuff on the U-boats. Yeah.
What's a U-boat?
It's like a, it's shaped like a U kind of, but you could just call it carts just to keep it simple. But,
Oh, is that like for like the supermarkets? Like where you actually do the stocking?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I know what those are. All right. They have like the wheels aren't on the ends. They're like in the middle.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
I just remember Roland and my other nephews were into Bob the Builder. And I was thinking when I picked that song about what I liked or what was highlighted in my childhood. And I can't think of much, but I do remember the Cabbage Patch
The Cabbage Patch Kids?
obsession. Do you remember that? Because you're part of my generation, aren't you?
I do remember, but I was a dude. I didn't have Cabbage Patch Kids.
Well, what about Legos? Did you have Legos?
I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of enjoying a French vanilla cappuccino, a basement cappuccino, the finest cappuccino you can find in a basement coffee. Anyway, it's been a long time since I've had it. So we actually have a Lego update. We have no update music. So my mom calls. She actually had a bunch of younger kids, older kids, in front of her house looking at the Lego that's outside. And she said she's actually happy that people are now starting to see it. And now she actually looks out the window a lot to see if kids are looking at the Lego.
Well, I was back in New Jersey. Was it last week? Or has it been
2 weeks.
And I got to see the Lego. And I must say, it's amazing.
It's funny. It's
It
funny.
really is.
So if you're ever up in Teaneck, New Jersey, look for the Lego and the
Oh, I
and the
know.
crazy old lady who lives in the
Arden's
house.
mom is a genius. I mean, what a great idea.
And you can't get it out.
No,
Like
you can't.
she actually, so the guy who she told more of the story. So it's actually two Legos, and they're like crazy glued together. And so you can't just pull it up because it's in concrete,
Yeah.
and it's perfectly plain or flat plain. I guess that's the right word. Anyway, Roland, did you do anything with Legos?
When I was a kid, not really, and still don't.
Still don't, huh?
Still don't, huh?
All
Yeah.
I know is I love the Lego movie.
Oh,
I thought it was
everything is
excellent.
awesome if you are part of a
Are
team.
you trying to
Sing the
go
Lego
over
move
Bob?
song.
Oh, you think you got a better song than Bob the Builder?
It was so funny because that was the intro, and it was just hilarious watching that.
Okay.
I saw that in the movie theater. So Abigail sent me a very odd text yesterday about, should I say,
Sure.
about pooping, plain and simple. And by the way, it was Dr. Brown.
All I know is when I saw this article, it screamed Arden.
Because I have a schedule. Like when I wake up, I go downstairs, I eat my breakfast, and then boop, gotta go.
And he announces it every day.
Because I want the dogs to know and Abigail know where I am. This
But what was the crux of the article?
very simple about how, because of your body, that you should really you have to train your body to actually poop more often. And throughout, it should be, if you're a normal day person, you would be pooping in the day, or if you're a night person at a certain point in night, you should always start it off by when you get out of bed, drink some water. So drink some water, and it triggers your body to start actually moving it along through the process until you poop. And if you poop every day, you are regular, and it's very, very healthy because it's the best thing for your entire body is to get the icky stuff out of you.
Well, I'm glad you are a successful
I am. My defecation is very good. Very good.
Speaking of pooping, We had some Papa John's pizza tonight, and
Ugh.
that may trigger it. I don't know.
It will.
But we were all three discussing pizzas, and we brought up Cece's Pizza. And Roland, did you have some thoughts on that? The Cece's Pizza?
I actually love Cece's Pizza.
Yeah, he said that, and Arden and I were just baffled.
So we have a quandary here. So we have a CC's pizza lover. By the way, if you're an adult, and a lot of adults will appreciate this, when you bring your kids to CC's, you're usually sitting there eating the salad, but you're looking at the chocolate brownie pizza, which is just a chocolate brownie, because it's disgusting.
It really is disgusting. But, Roland loved it, so it was good to reminisce.
Yeah, like how many was it in, like slices, like mini slices? I don't even remember.
I don't remember, but it was awful.
It was round, and it was.
We're beating up on him.
I gotta take him back to New Jersey or New York to get him some real pizza, because I was making fun of. I was actually making fun of the pizza down here, because Papa John's to me is not pizza. That might as well be frozen pizza. But you know what? And I don't eat pizza at a tailgate, which goes right into the sports that I learned something today. So I was watching a lot of Maryland football a couple years ago, and their quarterback, and I always mispronounce his name, Tagliavolia, whatever his name is. His brother is the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, and I literally came across an article on X that he is playing in the European Football League. I had no idea this league even existed, and it's kind of an original outbreak. Do you remember the original NFL Europe?
No, I do not.
So the NFL used to have like a mini spring league called NFL Europe. Before that, it was based in the U.S. as well. But like they have a 16-team league now, and it's mostly in Germany, but they have teams all over Europe, and they've been around since 2021, and they're pretty successful. I mean, 16 teams, I'm like, wow, why can't the UFL do well? Because, by the way, the UFL, the last 2 weekends have been a complete and total joke. Once it was announced, and I actually was an activist, and I'll get into activists later, but I was an activist because I actually responded because they announced that they were picking stadiums on where to host the conference championships, not the actual championship, which they did already. And at one time, the DC Defenders and the St. Louis Battlehawks were tied. And they announced, well, the Battlehawks are going to get home field. So why even bother with the last 2 games of the season? They made them meaningless. And because those two were automatically going to play. So both teams are for the last 2 games were starting their backups the rest of the season. It was awful.
Since you're talking about UFL and you admit that you're into it, I will go into my little update about the WNBA because, people shame me about it, but there's called the Caitlin Clark effect. The woman has put WNBA on the map and has made a lot of people rich.
Yeah.
And to prove the point, she got hurt, I guess about a week or 2 ago, and is out for a couple of weeks. And guess what's happened to ticket sales?
Plummeted.
Because a lot of people bought, like the people that do, what's the name of that?
I was thinking of StubHub, but
StubHub.
It is
right.
StubHub? Okay.
A lot of people bought a bunch of those tickets, especially for when they played the Chicago Sky, which has the evil Angel Reese.
Wow. Evil.
So, but now they can't get rid of the tickets, so the ticket prices are plummeting. So for all those Caitlin Clark haters, all I can say is put your money where your mouth is, because
right. And I saw they were like a couple days ago, the WNBA was promoting Reese and how she got like the fastest double doubles. But then their criticism was that if she was making more of her shots, she wouldn't be. They called them self rebounds.
She does.
Yeah,
self rebounds.
and she was averaging 6 self rebounds a game. So, well, let's see. To get a double, you only need 10. So basically, she was just missing shots, getting her own rebound. That's not that impressive.
No, not at all.
Yeah, Roland, do you ever watch the WNBA?
No.
Would you ever watch the WNBA?
No.
Okay. See? There you go. That's a man answering. I will watch it with Abigail sometimes, because I always got to make sure she's happy. And I do find it funny because I'm waiting for like a big fight to break out eventually.
They've come close.
They have come close.
WNBA.
Oh yeah, and now they're investigating the girl who might be a man. What's her Ned? She was the prisoner in Russia.
Oh,
What's her?
Reiner?
Yeah, because she actually may have been using racial words.
Right.
Yeah, so that actually was in the news yesterday.
And I had never seen her play until this year, and I must say she's awful.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she's a ginormous woman or man, I don't know.
Yeah.
She's 6'9".
6'9".
That is just tall.
And if you want to know how big 6'9" is, Aaron Judge is 6'9".
Wow.
Matt Rempe, who on the Rangers, who I talk about, he's 6'9". And the Griner would be, if she played in other sports, she'd be the biggest player out there ever.
So although we're in the sports segment, I have to bring up something that's political.
Uh-oh.
And, everyone may have heard, but maybe not,
Maybe not.
that out in California, there's been some controversy over track and field, and that a transgender boy who's pretending to be a girl
Okay.
is being, outpacing the girls in the long jump and other aspects of track and field.
Mm-hmm.
He has won multiple titles, and now they're going into the state championship. Well, some pressure's been put on to Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, as well as the local school district, about doing something to right this wrong. So you know what they came up with?
No.
They decided that even though they know this guy is going to win first place, they're then going to have the next level down be the first place for biological girls.
Sorry, I should laugh.
And then the person that actually gets third place will get second place for the biological girls.
So congratulations.
Now, how insane is that?
Okay, congratulations, all you ladies. You all get a first place trophy but you still lost.
Well, not all of them are going to get it. It's just that they now have 2 number 1 slots.
Right. Well, 1A, who's the actual overall winner, and 1B, who...
It's a biological female. I'll say it again.
Right. Okay. Congratulations. Participation trophies in full effect. It's and you can't expect more from Mr. Newscum. Newscum. I like that. That was a good nickname. I did not create that. I had nothing to do about that one.
Well, I've got a question for the Trump board that's connected to this, so I think let's get started. So, my question for Trump board...
Well, we
Sorry,
can...
what?
Oh, sorry. We were just...
Arden's stopping me.
No.
ahead.
We were actually... I actually had a question for Patrick earlier. And he wasn't here, so I was... it's another friend of ours who comes over. And so I know Roland, we were talking about zombies last week.
Oh, okay.
So I want to ask him the same question. Mm-hmm. Roland, here's my question. Any clue when 28 years later is coming out? Is it like in production? Is it next year?
It actually comes out June 20th, which is not that far away.
Oh, really?
What is that?
It's a movie about zombies. Well, or angry people. If I don't know if you can really call them zombies, but there's really angry people. You could call them.
They have the rage
So
virus.
it's a chain of movies?
Yeah, and the first is 28 days later. It's after the infection. It's 28 days later.
Right.
The second movie is based 28 weeks later. And now this third one is actually 28 years later, which is actually 28 years after the first movie even
real
came
time.
out in real
Wow.
time.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
might
Yeah.
have to watch that.
Yeah, so and it's a rage virus, and where basically they're dead, but they're not. Like all they want to do is kill and eat people, and they're nuts, and they can run at full speed. These aren't your normal like Walking Dead zombies that are like they just are crazy. Like they'll do anything to try to kill you. Like they'll run into a wood chipper. You know, I love good wood chipper. They would
I know
dive.
you love the wood chipper.
They would dive headfirst into a wood chipper to try to get someone because they're that angry.
Well, I might have to watch that series.
All right. Well, so I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your question.
No, that's okay.
You were excited by it.
I think we'll let you guys go first with the Trump board. So
Oh, Oh,
Which one
great.
of you?
I think we should let Roland do it.
All right, Roland. What's your question to the Trump orb?
Will I ever vote for a Democrat?
Whoa!
Getting political.
I don't know, to be honest.
That's fair.
That's neutral.
I gotta like that. Oh, I didn't realize I had to come up with a question this quickly. So, okay. Should Trump orb, is basement coffee now better than it was before? Now that I have the new machine.
Mm-hmm.
I have absolutely no doubt.
Yes.
But tell them why it's a quote new machine.
It's a new machine because Abigail took it apart. She cleaned it inside, outside. It was getting a little disgusting in there. The amount of mold in there when I cleaned it was I mean, I think things were swimming in there, but she cleaned it thoroughly, inside and out.
To be cleaned up or disinfected, I'm your woman.
Yeah, she got in there with like a power washer to get. But yeah, so she took it all apart, and now it's awesome.
Well, I can't. I don't really have a question, so we're gonna just skip the third
I thought
question.
you had a question.
No,
You don't like your
I don't
question?
Like the question anymore. So.
Okay.
So, Arden, I told you about Roland and I's exciting morning, didn't I?
Yes, I could not believe it. That is so cool.
We are on at a traffic light, and there's a cop in the middle of the intersection directing traffic. But I noticed he didn't let any cars go from any angle or any direction, I could say. And Roland, wasn't I getting upset? I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell is this guy doing? And it was like 5 minutes, but then all the sirens came flying down the main road at us. And sure enough, it was President Donald J. Trump's entourage heading out to his golf course, which is right by my house. So I watched several black SUVs take that right-hand turn, but then I saw the black SUVs with the presidential seal on them. And through the windshield, I swear, I saw the president. And I was giving him a thumbs up.
Wow.
Wasn't that cool, Roland?
Yeah, it was very cool.
It was very cool.
Now, trivia question for Roland. And does he know what the presidential limousine is called?
I have no idea.
It has a nickname.
Yeah, it actually was it's a limousine, but it's pretty bulky because it has.
Yeah, it weighs so heavy. It's one of the heaviest things ever.
So what's it called? Beast?
It's called the Beast.
The Beast.
Yeah, because it has so many things on it that it's so heavy. It's like heavier than a truck, and it's a limousine.
Yeah, so I hope he had a good round today.
Yeah, did I tell you I actually saw Barack Obama in his many years back, and guess what? Wasn't as good.
Wasn't as good.
I was not excited by it. In fact, I was actually more annoyed that I couldn't cross the street, and I was walking, and I was pissed off.
So we started talking this afternoon about how funny Trump is, and I was thinking about all the silly nicknames he's given so many people over the years. So do you mind if we touch upon a few of them?
I'm gonna sit back and be quiet for a change.
All right. Do you remember what he called Kim Jong-un?
No.
The Rocket Man.
Little
I mean,
Rocket Man.
The little Rocket Man.
Because
Let's
he's
think
small.
about it. They have put so many rockets up into space, or should I say almost, because most of them fail.
Little Rocket Man.
Yep. And of course, for our ex-president, Joe Biden, he was Sleepy Joe.
He was Sleepy Joe.
And Hillary was, of course, Crooked Hillary.
Crooked Hillary, and then they retired Crooked Hillary. He said, I am going to retire that one, and started calling Joe Biden Crooked Biden. He retired an insult.
And he had several names for Kamala, including Comrade, Crazy, Laughing, Lion, and all for Kamala.
All for crazy Kamala.
Then there's the AOC plus 3 club, which includes, what's her name, Omar?
Oh, Alien Omar and the rest of them.
Right. And
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I apologize. I was
He's
distracted.
distracting me.
Yeah.
So then Rubio, who's now his Secretary of State, he used to make fun of him and called him Little Marco.
Little Marco.
And then looking at the media, there was Chuck Todd, who was Sleepy Eyes. But one highlight before I go into the last name is Elizabeth Warren, which I think that's the most famous one. Her being Pocahontas.
That's awesome.
It's a totally
And he said it directly to her
totally
face.
racist and a direct insult.
And Roland, do you know why he calls her Pocahontas?
He may not.
He may. That's what I'm asking.
I'm not sure actually.
So she has been lying about her race and ethnicity. She actually said that she's part Native American. I'll just call it that, because I forgot what tribe she was from. And she put it on all of her files. She got hired by Harvard. Harvard. We're not going to talk about Harvard. Harvard. We're not going to talk about them this week. Maybe next week. But she now teaches because she said she was hired because of this. And she always said that she was she made the mistake of taking a DNA test. And they found out she doesn't have any bloodline. Zero. In fact, Trump took one, and he actually has more than her of a native. So she's a lot. And by the way, to this day, she still says that she is partial Native American. That's why he says that she's Pocahontas.
What did you have to say about those tests revealing the truth?
She was like, like she made the mistake of actually letting the public know about it.
Yeah, it was humiliating.
Yeah, she wanted to prove it, and then she was like, it's kind of like the one woman who was she was a leader in the NAACP, and she was 100% white, and like she pretended, and then it was like before DEI, before woke, and she literally said, "But I recognize myself as being black."
Do you remember what Donald called himself whenever they brought up cognitive testing?
No, actually.
He called himself a very stable genius.
He is a stable genius. He is very, very smart.
And finally, we're going to come up to Jake the Fake Tapper. He
Lord.
has been plastered all over the news shows and other podcasts, you name it. He's been promoting his book, which obviously everybody should know by now. Is basically a review of the top hits of Biden and his cognitive decline that the media just simply would not cover.
Yeah, they just are ignoring it. And now that they're caught, they're like, oh, that didn't happen.
And I read an article today that, his favorite word now is humility.
Humility.
He has humility now because he knows that he was deceived and he didn't open his eyes wide enough to actually be a reporter.
And how many copies did he
That's
sell?
the beauty of it. Apparently, they've only sold about 15,000 copies, which is just piddly.
And I wonder if Joe Biden bought 14,998.
He probably did. And I'm sure, even though it's low book sales, the New York Times will place it as number one.
Of course.
To support Jake.
Yeah. Well, did you also see him when they were talking about Jake Tapper, that now he's actually giving interviews and he's saying, well, all of the videos being played by Newsmax and Fox News, those are all deep fakes. They're editing and splicing. And the one guy on Newsmax goes, no, this is the entire 13-minute interview we had with him. Here it is. You can watch it yourself. We don't edit anything. He's just, because he's caught in his own lies. And he doesn't know what to do.
All I know is fake Jake reminds me of another term I could use, but I'm not going to. So, leading into that, I guess we have a couple items under the political theater, and that begins with our big climate change activist. What's going on with that?
Greta Thornburg.
She's a little twit.
She's part of the whole wokatard revolution. Yeah, I mean, people who are, I'm not going to use the R word because
How
Abigail.
educated are you to say that word?
Wokatard?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's true. It's part of this. She's the part of this group. So now that, so she's kind of moving away from climate change. Now that Antarctica has more ice than it has in years, proving that climate change is not true as far as that it's melting. So by the way, if you were buying like land in Nevada thinking it would be California would be underwater, that was a mistake. Anyway, she's now getting into the politics of Gaza and the Palestinian movement. She's actually taking a boat ride. It's actually a humanitarian ship to Gaza, and she's gonna go to she's gonna go up on a 5-story building if there's any left, and she's getting tossed off.
Yeah, I mean, what an idiot.
I mean, like she's a woman, and she's a dumb American woman. I'm not American. Where is she from? Like Scandinavia. One of the
Sweden,
Sweden.
or somewhere from there.
She's getting tossed off a building.
I think she might.
Yeah, because I mean, like they're not going to listen to
I
her.
think she's younger than Roland, but I'm not sure.
I know she's in her 20s, but I'm not so. But definitely in the young 20s.
Right, and the Dems are up to no good. Looking silly. I'm sure most people have seen that they are paying for men, which sounds kind of perverted to me.
They are, because they actually had a focus group. Do you think Trump does focus groups?
No.
No. He says this is what's going to work. They did a focus group. They spent $20 million on how to attract men back to the Democrat Party because they got crushed. So if they took Roland, for example, and they asked Roland, what would it take for you to join the Democrat Party again? Or ever?
I wouldn't.
Really? That makes me so proud.
So, I mean, it's just awful that so $20 million. Now, another thing they're doing, they're bringing in more influencers because they work so well for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
They're bringing in influencers. So they hired this one woman, Olivia Justina, did I write? Juliana. Olivia Juliana, who has a podcast, and she's not a podcast. She just does YouTube videos. Now, she doesn't debate anyone. It's just her doing videos of her own information. She's a hefty woman. If she was a man, I'd say portly. And she loves frat guys. And she thinks she is the most awesome.
Is that the picture you showed me and Roland?
Yes, with her having like three pizzas in front of her. She's a big girl. And they think that this woman is going to bring people back. Now, there was a conspiracy about it, saying that she's a plant. That the Democrats want people to insult her and call her fat because then Republicans are fat shaming. I mean, like,
Were you attracted to her?
No.
When you saw that picture?
No, but in fact, I've had better looking shits than her.
Oh! Wow!
Wow.
Wow! Did you hear that, Toto? Toto's looking down at us.
Roland, you just shocked the world.
Wow, good thing we're talking about that. But yeah, she's I mean, these influencers, they don't get any actual like traction because it's very simple. Like if you ever watch Charlie Kirk videos, he goes and debates people all the time. That's what he does. These influencers can't debate anyone. Like, because if they like bring up a topic, they have to know the answer, and they don't. They just think that their shit don't smell. They're talking a lot of poop today. Yeah, but I got to get away from them because I'm a little upset today because now that Elon Musk is leaving Doge. Did you see that, Roland?
I did not know.
Yeah, so
I did.
he had to leave because he had a short-term contract, and the Doge cuts haven't been cognified. I can't even say the word. Codified. Thank you. And now I learned it's because it can't be part of a reconciliation bill. It's got to be part of the budget bill. And this scares me. And I'm going to tell you why. I remember I was a 14-year-old kid when Reagan actually was trying to get all of the illegals and shut the border down. And he said, okay, I will let this amount in. Even Benji upstairs is getting pissed. He's chirping in. He will let the illegals who crossed, he would give them amnesty. If we shut down the border, they never shut down the border. It happens every time. So I'm worried. And the reason is that idiot from South Carolina, the Republican senator, why the other guy,
Kemp?
No, not Kemp. He's from Georgia. Why? Come on. He's a total hawk.
I don't know.
Lindsey Graham. You know where he is?
Crying Lindsay?
Yeah. Do you know where he is right now?
No.
The Ukraine.
He went to Ukraine.
He went to Ukraine. He's trying to get more money and trying to do a deal with them. Sleazy bastard.
He really is.
Yeah, so
He's a crybaby, literally.
yeah, I mean, Doge is trying to make these cuts. And they're not. It was. I think they found like 1.8 billion, and they were trying for 2 trillion. But still, 1.8 billion is not exactly small. And he wants to get rid of it. And now they have to wait for a budget meeting. That means the Democrats will have to be part of it. And I don't see it happening. I don't think Doge, any of those cuts will go through. USAID will be actually repaid, and the Clintons will get their money again, and all these fat cat Republicans and Democrats are going to get paid.
Well, I don't know what to say. It is ridiculous.
Horse hockey.
You know, Trump won the election for a reason.
Well, the problem is Republicans suck tuchus. And, Roland, we are a crotchety old man and a woman. Notice how I said men now. And a woman. And we didn't even give you the open, the podcast for you, with you, and about you. Benji's chirping in, so I guess, and a dog now too. And find us on X before I get too crotchety. We are at Crotchety Old Men. That's at Crotchety Old Men. You have anything else for us, Roland?
Looking forward to next time.
Next time, what are we going to talk about next week?
I don't know.
Oh, it's going to be crazy. All right. Well, anyway, thank you, everyone.